Alright guys, I meant to get this video out last night, but I just had too much to catch up on as far as kind of studying what's available. So what I found out from, in fact what I'll do is drop this down so you guys can see it. I found out that there's different buffing wheels, right? And I actually ended up at this website here, which is Schaffner, and I was looking up. We don't want their flap wheels, buffing wheels. And one of the things that as you research this stuff, originally I was thinking about the stitched buffing wheels that you'd see back in the day, and it looks as if a lot of the professional buffing setups use these steel centered, much larger diameter wheels, and it took me a while to do research on it. And basically these buffing wheels require a backer, or what they call a safety ring. This company actually calls them, let's see, let me see if I can find it real quick. It's in their engineering corner. Nope, that's not it. So they call it sorry, I'm trying to find it real quick. Buffing technical information. Stacks and shaft, is that where it's at? I mean, they're calling them flanges. There's another name they used here, but they're called if I get on here, they're called safety flanges. They're these things here, and basically they're made to reinforce this. They press right on the edge of the teeth. If I go back to Schaffner, they actually, and it's super hard to see because these pictures are tiny, but they press right on where the teeth bind the cloth to make the wheel. So they're made to order, and they make them in any size, and so there's not really a standard, although Schaffner makes the centers in their buffing wheels. Let's see here. Cloth. Yeah, they make their centers 3 to 9 inches, so we'll say 369. I think I'm gonna go with 6-inch centers, so we'll kind of design around that. But I get to design all this stuff because this is kind of a specialty industry. So we're gonna start this morning by creating the safety flanges. We'll call seems like in my mind they'd be safety plates, but whatever. So we'll go into this template that I have to always delete everything out of. Let's see, always leaves that little thing. So anyways, it took me probably something on the order of a couple of hours last night to figure out how all this worked. And I obviously didn't want to drag you guys through that. So basically these things look something like this. I can't remember if I can. Yeah, there we go. Axis of revolution. I always forget to do that. mouse is set so sensitive. Alright, let's make an axis real quick. Yep. So when I went to figure all this out last night, it took a long time, and I just didn't want to send you guys down the rabbit hole. Oh, you know what? If you pick the axis, I think it'll give me a diameter. It should. But it's not going to, because it's not sensing it. So this is for a 1-inch shaft, and I'm sure if I'm going to order these out of China, I'm sure I'm going to have to order them in a metric measurement, and we'll give it like a 1/2-inch offset, and we'll make this face like 1/4 inch. Oh, and then the diameter is 6 inches, so we'll go 3 here. Yep. And yeah, we'll see how that turns out. One of the things I was thinking of this morning that is a complaint for me, and the Solidworks community really needs to push for some of this stuff, because there are times where you really need it. So I was thinking of how they stitch the cloth, and what they do is they wrinkle the inside and then leave the outside smooth, and it would, I'm not exactly sure what the command would be, but they really need a radiate solid command. I have a bunch of other ideas for new types of abilities for CAD, but one would be intersecting geometry and 0-point geometry, but that's discussion for another time. So they're gonna obviously make this in it's gonna be like a metric gauge. I'll leave it at that for right now. It's probably going to end up, it depends on if they make it out of steel or aluminum, and what the process is they use to make it. I'm going to contact a couple of manufacturers and see. So for now, we'll actually offset the other direction, because my design intent is on the inside. And then actually I'm going to go back and put the sketch, or the normally I don't do this, but in this case it's easier to understand the design intent. So I'm going to put the fillets in the sketch. It's not something I would normally do. Alright, so there's my safety ring. I'd like it to be made out of steel. Aluminum would be okay too, but I'd prefer steel. Let's see. What do we want? 1045? No, what's a sheet steel? Stainless. Stainless. We'll just go with 1045 for now. That's not the right steel, but yeah, we'll go with that for now. Excuse me, guys. Yeah, we'll stick with that. So we'll go save. I don't remember where I was putting these. Hopefully they're in the correct location. These will be safety flanges. What the heck were these things called? OSHA guidelines. Buffing wheel flanges. Excuse me. Running a little rough this morning. So it looks like they punch holes in them. I don't know that I need to do that, but we could always pretty them up later. It may also be for heat dissipation, but I actually that's not true. Safety flange. All right, and then so